Hey everyone, here we are. Lesson 1, the theater. Level 4, and we have our choose your own adventures. Most of these are done pretty much the same way. And we'll probably just kind of address all these at one time and go through instead of keep coming back to them like we do. I'll do A and maybe C, and I'll leave the rest to you because they're all pretty much the same. So let's click on A. I'll tell you what, one of the things that you are going to have to do is you are going to have to take advantage of the documentation. So just to remind you where the documentation is. So I click there on the document tab in the upper left-hand corner, and then I'm going to have this pop-out icon. I'll click on that pop-out icon, and it's going to open it up. And we are, the theater is one of the places that we will look, but also we'll look at the scene. So we'll look at the scene today. And what I need to do is I need to find out, I'd like to find out how this draw method works. So, because I'm going to have to instantiate an image object, I'm going to have to call the draw scene method. And then over here in the image scene, I need to draw stuff. So how do I draw stuff? So if I go up here, a quick way to search, I think it might be a Windows key, Windows F, but on my Mac, I go Control F, and it gives me that little search icon up there. And I just want to search for draw image, and so there it is. It tells me kind of how this is going to work, the draw image. So it takes a file name and the upper corner of the image and how wide the image is, and it gets scaled automatically. So this is what I'm going to be using. And so it says in the image scene, write the draw scene method to draw each image in a 1D array images. So I'm in the image scene. I've got this 1D array. I need to finish this. So I think there's probably a couple ways we could do this. I'm just going to go draw image. And the one I want to do first is images 0. And let's draw this right in the upper left-hand corner, and I'll make the width 100. And then we can do this over and over again if you want to. So we could do another draw image to grab the next image in that list. And let's put this at 100 and 100. And I'll still make the width 100. And let's just see what this does first. So let's not draw all of the images. Let's just see what this does first. So I'm going to go to the theater runner. And we need to instantiate an image object. So an image scene object. So image scene. And I'll call it my scene. And this is a new image scene object. Now the constructor takes a string array of images, and those names are just the files. So these are called emojis. So that's what's up there, the emojis. So emojis. And then I need to call the draw scene method. So I'm going to go my scene dot draw scene, and I don't need to pass it anything. And then I got to have the theater play the scene with my scene object. So I'm going to go theater dot play scene, and this is a static method. Static meaning this method belongs to the theater. I don't need to create a theater object to use it. I just need to refer to the class. And then I'm going to click on my scene. So let's see what happens. So if we've done this correctly, two things are going to show up there in the left-hand side. And did I? play scenes. Sometimes that happens. Let's try it again. So there was my first one. There was my first image. And the first image was the laughing emoji, and then the smiling emoji, and then there's probably going to be a surprised emoji and a cool emoji. Now, if you would like to do this differently, if you'd like to do this a little bit differently, let's go to the image scene and let's delete these puppies out. You've been using for loops and arrays, so I wonder if we can do an enhanced for loop. Let's try this. So for string emoji in the images. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We want to draw image, and I will go. Oh, now I know I don't want to do. Why I don't want to use the enhanced for loop, because I have no way to control where I place my images. So if I want this to be 100 and that to be 100 and I want it to be 200 wide, there's no way to control where the images are placed on the screen. So these are all going to be on top of each other. Oops, forgot the semicolon. These will all be placed on top of each other. Yeah, so you see the last one in the list. So you literally see the last one in the list. I think what I could do is I could probably go back here and I could put a pause. And let's go 2 seconds. And then I think what will happen is when we do this, you'll see one after the other. So there's the first one, second one, third one, and the fourth one. So that's not bad, but I have to use the pause button to make this happen. So let's do a normal for loop. So for int I equals 0, I want I to be less than the length of the images array, and I'm going to index that by 1 every time, or add 1 to it every time. And so I want to draw image, and I want to take my images at the I index, and I'm going to put it at 100 times I and 100 times I, and then I want the width to be 100. And so now what will happen is now I can do this, and it's going to put these down diagonally down my screen. Nope. Probably that, correct? Oh, not that. This. There you go. Now try it, see if it runs. And there they are. So the only thing I could do to make it different is I could place the pause, and I'll pause for 2 seconds. And so then it will look like an animation. All right, so you've seen just about everything there is to see about drawing the images. And so in the next one, maybe I will use an outer loop and an inner loop, so we can see what that does.